Hi guitar players, and thank you for joining me for this 7th blues lick lesson here on the Guitar Inspiration channel. My name is Maarten, and in this video I got something special for you, because today we're not just learning one lick, we're actually learning an entire blues phrase, a collection of licks, the ones you heard in the intro of this video. We'll play these over a backing track that you can also find on my channel. There's a link in the description. And the licks you learn together, they will form a very powerful phrase with some nice call and response patterns and some tasty blues bends. If you like these free guitar lessons, backing tracks and tabbed solos, consider subscribing to my channel. And also, if you're interested, you can become a supporter of the channel at buymeacoffee.com if you click the link in the description. And I want to thank Julio Ramirez, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, for becoming the first supporter of my channel over there. So thank you so much, Julio, for your support. I very much appreciate that. Alright, now let's dive in with blues lick lesson number 7. Bars 1 and 2 follow a typical call and response pattern. I'm playing on the neck pickup of my Gibson ES-335. I'm playing pretty high up the neck, actually. Start the lick by bending the 17th fret on the high E string a full step up, so a full tone up, and play this quarter note with a downstroke. If you've watched my previous blues lessons, you'll know that I recommend bending with 3 fingers for extra strength. So it's my ring finger performing the bend, but the first and second fingers give it some extra support. Next, release back to the 17th fret and play 2 eighth notes. The 17th fret with a downstroke, played with the ring finger, and the 15th fret with an upstroke, played with the index finger. These 2 eighth notes are played with a triplet feel, meaning that that first eighth note is a little bit longer than the second one. After that, play the 17th fret with a downstroke again. Play this as an eighth note, and then without picking, bend it back up a full step, where a second eighth note would be. You can add some vibrato here for extra style. By the way, there's another option for picking in bar 1. You may have noticed that I used alternate picking in the intro using an upstroke on beat 2. I often switch unintentionally to alternate picking at faster tempos, and also that way the picking motion in bar 1 becomes very similar to bar 2. I think the way I explained it to you with a downstroke on beat 2 is the easiest, but you can experiment with both. You can read more about that in the PDF. Now let's take a look at bar 2. Bar 2 responds to bar 1 with a slight variation. Again, bend the 17th fret a full step up, but we're playing it as an eighth note this time. The note that follows shortly after, another eighth note, is again the 17th fret played with an upstroke. But this time it extends to a triplet pattern. Pick only the second and third note of that triplet pattern, that is the 15th and 17th fret. Played with a downstroke for the 15th fret and an upstroke for the 17th fret. And again, you can add some vibrato for some extra blues feeling. So up until now we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. One of my favorite blues bends is the one we find in the beginning of the 3rd bar, that step and a half bend from the 19th fret, so we're way up high here. This is a challenging bend, but it is so powerful, and when I first heard this sound, I was determined to add this to my playing, and I bet you can do it too. After that bend, play 2 groups of eighth notes. The 19th fret with your ring finger, played with a downstroke, the 18th fret with your middle finger, played with an upstroke, the 17th fret, played with your index finger, played with a downstroke, And then you have to move your index finger to the 15th fret, played with an upstroke. So a little chromaticism here. And make sure to give it that triplet feel. Now with the bend before it. And I might dampen the strings a little bit with my right hand after the bend to remove some unwanted string noise. When you're playing these heavy bends way up the neck, it's always difficult to play these clean, you know, without too much extra string noise. So I like to use my right hand to give that some control. On beat 4 of that third bar, play another full step bend from the 17th fret, played in a bend and release fashion, following a triplet rhythm. Again, it's difficult to play this clean without string noise, so that's why we're following it up quickly on beat 1 of bar 4 with a half step bend from the 15th fret that is played with an upstroke. And that half step bend is actually a bend from the minor third to the major third in E, from the G to the G sharp. That G sharp is a very powerful note that isn't part of the minor pentatonic, so that's why it stands out. And after that half step bend, play another triplet. Playing the 17th fret on the B string with an upstroke with your ring finger, the 16th fret on the G string with a downstroke played with your middle finger, back to the 17th fret on the B string with an upstroke again. And bar 4 ends with a quarter note, 17th fret on the B string, played with a downstroke. That is actually the pickup to bar 5. So bar 3 and 4 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, let me show you how to get back into the full groove of the song again, because bars 1 to 4 up until now were played above accents that the drum and the bass player were giving us. So this is in fact a little break section in a blues song, and that happens a lot, by the way, where the first 4 bars of a 12-bar blues become a small break section where drums and bass only play accents, the first beat for example, to give a lot of room to a lead instrument like the lead guitar. This is very exciting for the audience. This is a lot of fun to play too. But I wanted to show you what you can do when, typically in bar 4, after a drum fill, the full groove enters again. And the harmony, by the way, changes to the 4 chord, to the A chord in bar 5. So let's take a look at that. Play the 17th fret on the B string with a downstroke and play it twice, first as a quarter note and then as an 8th note. Follow it up by a quarter step bend on the 15th fret of the E string. So that 17th fret on the B string is played with my ring finger, 2 downstrokes, then an upstroke for that 15th fret on the E string. And we're bending it a little bit. We're not quite hitting that half step like we did before, so we're not quite looking for that major third sound. We're just giving it a little nudge. So a quarter step bend, that is. So bar 5 is... And then I'm muting the strings a little bit with my right hand there on that quarter note rest in bar 5 beat 4. Albert King's playing inspired the lick in bar 6. So skip the first beat and play the following triplet on beat 2. Play the 12th fret on the E string with an upstroke, the 15th fret on the B string with a downstroke, and then the 12th fret on that same B string with an upstroke. So this is a triplet, and after this little triplet lick, land on the 12th fret on the G string and bend it up a full step. to end this phrase, I'm moving back towards the 1 chord with this little pickup pattern. Play the 12th fret on the G string with a downstroke, the 14th fret with an upstroke, the 14th fret on the D string with a downstroke, and watch how I place my fingers. So that 14th fret on the G string I play with my ring finger, the 14th fret on the D string with my middle finger, and then end this triplet on the 12th fret of the G string. Play it with your index finger. And extend this last note into bar 7 and bend it up a half step, so a semitone, to reach that major third, that G sharp again that we used earlier, but this time in a lower register. And that way we're making clear to the audience that the E7, the 1 chord, is back, because the G sharp is present in that E7 chord. Alright, so that concludes Blues Lick lesson number 7, and I hope you enjoyed that and you will find some inspiration in this lesson for your own blues playing. Be sure to check out the PDF that you can download from my website that has all the tabs and instructions for this lesson. That's a free download, and there's a link to that in the description as well. Leave me a comment, let me know what type of blues licks that you prefer. I'm always looking for inspiration for future lessons. I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.